I'm just always trying to politic and make my life what it should be. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Jeroslyn Diva, founder and CEO of MaceTV.com. And we are here with another week of Mase Radio. I got my co-host back in the studio.
Back in full effect. Alex T.
Alex
212.
T.212. It really, no shade to my homie Chris, but it wasn't the same without you. You need that.
I should have brought the liquor and the bubble gum with me.
And just like a little cutout of your body.
So put it right there.
So a lot has happened.
Oh yeah.
In just the past couple of days, not even like a full week.
Men turned into women, black people turned into white
it went down this week. I was just always on my phone, on the computer, like, Lord. So we are going to talk about everything. Of course, we have to talk about the real Rachel Dolezal, the Orange is the New Black, baby.
Season 3. Season 3.
Okay. We're going to break that down and what it means, because you see some people are split. Some people feel like, let her do her thing. Let her pretend to be black or whatever it is that she's identifying as. Call me Caitlyn can be out, then call me black for Rachel Dolezal. Then we heard about it's not as being talked about as much as it should be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But we found out that Dominican Republic is doing something called a social cleaning.
Yes.
And with this social cleaning, it's been done in the past in other countries. It's extremely racist. And you kind of get rid of one particular race or people.
All the Haitians or people of Haitian descent. So mind you, they could have been born in the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
That doesn't make them a Dominican. They're still deporting them to Haiti.
It said if they were born after 1929, they have to go. My grandfather, he's still alive. He's Puerto Rican. We don't do that in Puerto Rico. He was born in 1930. He was born in 1930. So I'm like, damn, like, imagine if that was my grandfather. Like, he dead would have to just go at the age of 85. Like, you got to go. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that and more, because more people need to talk about it, especially us here in America, because that's usually what they want us to do. We do have more of a voice. We have way more power here in our country. So we're going to discuss that. And of course, the NBA finals. LeBron didn't win. But we're going to discuss all of that and more with our special guest today. We got Punch in the building. I am Punch with a V instead of the U on Instagram because someone stole your other name.
There's some thought behind it, but yeah, I'm here. What's up?
International DJ, songwriter, rapper. He's been on the scene for a minute. Early on the early days with the battle rap with Smack. Back. Did you ever go on 106 and Park Freestyle Friday?
No, almost close to it.
But he's from that era. He was young though. He was still a teenager around that time.
I was definitely a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a kid. When I was supposed to do 106 and Park, I was still in high school.
Yes. And then you went on to actually get signed. Got signed with well-known rappers, Wiz Khalifa, had a deal. From there, he got into DJing, and he's going to tell us about that journey. And it's actually very, very inspiring. You can actually get a lot from it. For anybody, doesn't matter what you're trying to do in this industry. This guy knows it, and he's doing it. He's still, very, very well connected. Now you're DJing all over the world. All over the country.
She makes it sound really good.
It is good. No, you have to. Well, sometimes I feel like people don't give themselves enough props.
I get it. I'm with it. I didn't stop you. I just said you're doing it great.
So all of that and more, we're going to get into some music. I'm on my ASAP flow right now. I just listened to the new album, At Long Last, ASAP. And he got another song with Schoolboy Q. When are they going to do an album together?
The same time that Jeezy and T.I. album come out.
Oh, that's right. And Wayne and Jewels.
That's
done. That's done. That been done.
Under the rug.
That wasn't even gonna happen. So let's get into that new ASAP right now. This one's called Electric Body. It's gonna make you twerk a little. Right. No, they used to
Let
do
your
that to
brother
me.
play. Let your brother play. All right.
When I went down to Houston, that's what they was doing to my little nephew. He the one I got to just keep waiting. Like, can I play? Can I play? Everybody keep passing the controller around.
And he be the one that brought the control in the game.
He the one that said to turn the game on in some kind of way he don't get to play. So what you think of that? You feeling the A$AP Rocky with the Schoolboy Q?
Q is good. Production's good. Rocky's good.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
I gotta give political. I'm good. I'll bounce around it.
So who do you, all right. So okay, you've been rapping for how long now?
I've been rapping since I'm about 16. I'm about 16, yeah. I just gave up on like school totally.
But you went to college.
Yeah.
You graduated high school.
Yeah.
And you went to college. Right?
Yeah, I mean, these are like simple transitions that are like, society hypes this shit up really good because a lot of people are just stupid. So it's like you graduate high school and it's like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Like
nobody in my family had graduated high school, and I used to pray every single day, Lord, please let me graduate high school. Well, I was in high school. I didn't think it was easy.
I hear you. The accomplishments we have because real shit.
Yeah.
Like my pops, he went to college and dropped out.
Yeah.
Moms didn't finish high school. So I mean, in our generation, in our time, it's not as big.
You already know you graduated high school and going to college. Yeah. And on top of the fact, like you said, you had been rapping already. A lot of the kids I knew that was rapping from teenagers, they didn't go to college.
Yeah, because there was like, I didn't go to college to like go to college. I went to college because I just thought it would have been cool. So I didn't have no goals of like caring to use my degree. And that's not of any type of ignorance of intelligence.
No, you're not even trying to spread ignorance right now.
I just don't feel, me personally in the last 15 years, just graduating high school, I think is like the biggest joke of an accomplishment ever. It's just I don't get it. I know dumb people who graduate every day. I know mad stupid people with diplomas.
That's true.
I'm just being honest. It doesn't take intelligence to graduate high school.
All right, but at the same time, when people go into college, they feel like they really find themselves.
That's a maturing class. You don't even go to school for that. That's like your dorm and your cafeteria time. That your partners teach you to grow up, not class. Okay. I think class is a joke.
All right, but now during your years in college, was this while you were doing the battle rap? You were on Smack. You were battling people.
Well, this is what it basically was. I rock with Smack. Smack's my guy. Smack wasn't Smack who he is now, but Smack is my guy. And a lot of the guys who did like the whole, basically it's not just Smack. It was like a whole DVD circuit. Like that was the DVD circuit. Like people got to understand a lot of the guys. Sub-Zero, Craze, All Access.
Well, you used to have to go to Black Star Music.
Yeah, like you had to do. I mean, that's an Uptown thing. But I mean, down we had a lot. We had a lot. But the thing is like this: a lot of artists now they don't really understand how many different movements we went through to transition to where we're at. It's been consistent as of say, oh wait, it's like all internet. But then it was like mixtape CDs, then the DVD route, and then your own personal mixtape album things, and then the internet a little bit, and then back and forth magazines, and then the DVD magazine. It went through so many transitions in my path. Now it slows down. So like kids basically come up and like, I got to get on YouTube, I got to get on SoundCloud, and it's been like that for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So it's so easy for them to just be in the loop. Back then, it's like you had to constantly find your niche. So when I was in college, to segue all the way back, the only way to get popular was to literally take someone else's popularity. And battle rap at that point, being a New York guy, if you were trying to rap, you had to really rap, like really, really rap.
Yeah.
Like intensely. You had to be able to be like, rap now.
Yes.
And if you even hear the battle rappers now, the publicized ones will always say, yo, back then we used to just go to somebody's block and go, yo, spit. Yeah. And then if one person had their mom's camcorder, you were like lucky. Yeah. The greatest battles of our culture aren't recorded.
That is so true.
You know, but again, I hate to be the old guy or the older guy, but a lot of these younger people or newer fans of the culture just don't get it.
They don't.
And
so now, what do you think about that transition? You know, because it was a more hardcore, and now we're moving to more people are singing. You know, you got like Fetty Wap, you got Young Thug. I don't even know what the hell they're saying. A lot of the times they're not even really speaking English. And this is what people want to hear now. I'm looking on Instagram. I see the young kids, they want to do their little dances to these guys that have like this Ray streamer type sound. They're not really even saying that. What do you think about that? And how do you even think that transition happened?
I think it's really simple. I just think that what happened was for instance, and I'll just compare it like this. I know as a young kid coming up, like we wanted to play basketball so bad, we take a milk crate and nail it onto a board to go play outside, to go experience life. Now, because of the internet being so powerful, so many kids are isolated, you know, so many people's personalities have become drier. You get what I'm saying? Even you can tell it affects our culture on so many different levels. Look at even comedians. There's not much stand-up comedians anymore. That's everyone who's funny does social networking sketch comedy. You know, Instagram. They can't do stand-up comedy. It's not to isolate him, but majority of them can't because they aren't developed in character and social development. They're really cool in front of this. This machine right here makes them go, all right, I'm going to be funny, and it's going to take me 100 takes to say something funny, but I'm eventually going to get it right. So it alters. Now to come down to what's going on is that affected people's attention. So their interest in wanting to stay focused on content and lyrical, you know, just direction starts to slow down. And they're like, you know what? I can get this shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So now if it's not harmony and melody based, it's a lot more difficult to catch the attention of the youth, who are the people that's really driving the culture, because they are really the only ones who spend money. Gotcha. And that's really what the problem is. If our generation of people, if everybody 25 to 30 said every song I like I'm gonna buy, the music would be different. But we don't, because we have bills, we have children, we have cars, we have rent, and then they have nothing. So they spend their money on luxury, and their luxury is music. So then they listen to what they want. But it would even out if we'd stop just being dicks and cheap. Can we curse here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Stop being cheap and then just investing in our music. I'm a problem with it too. You know, I don't buy much music.
You don't.
So I'm not the complainer.
Do you listen to anybody? I
listen to every single thing. There is not a project that is out that I've not heard. If I have not heard of them, they're probably fucking up. I am the biggest, I would be the most ignorant and hypocritical critic you'd ever meet if I didn't listen to everything. I listen to everything once.
But everything. There's no one that you think is like trash. You give everyone respect for what they do. Like a Young Thug, would you say that he makes good quality music?
Yes, because I separate music like this. I separate it as rappers who are nice and rappers who are entertainers. Young Thug goes into the studio to entertain. MCs, so I judge him against not really MCs. I think when you start going into those, and it's not to neglect that, but I just feel like people use those words. Like, because then there's some guys who are MCs who are like head down, book bag type rappers, and they don't really saying much. They're just saying it in a tone, and people kind of welcome it. You're either nice or you're not. If you're trying to be nice, I judge you by what you're trying to do. Fetty Wap doesn't go into the studio and try to be nice. Fetty Wap goes to make music to entertain. Correct, nice. Okay, like actual like skill level of bar creation to get really specific, but. These guys go in there to entertain. Waka Flocka walks into the booth to entertain. So I judge him on people who entertain with music. But then there's guys like who goes in with bars. Kendrick
Lamar, J. Cole.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Wale. I'm not gonna use those guys, but Wale. You know what I mean? There's a reason, my opinion. You know what I mean? But Wale goes into the booth.
Is it because you cool with Wale?
No, I actually have never met. I've met Wale once. Yeah, but. I'm not cool with Wale at that extent. But Wale walks into the booth trying to metaphorically and lyrically impress you by saying shit that's never been said before.
Okay, but now speaking of Wale, something that Wale does, it's kind of like, because of what you just said, he does go into the studio wanting to lyrically impress you. But when he doesn't get the same reactions that a J. Cole and a Kendrick Lamar and a Drake gets, he starts to get upset and he starts to vent on social media. Don't you feel that takes away from the fact at hand of what he's doing in the studio?
I'll say this. The reason why Wale gets angry, and Wale never really identifies or attacks Drake because he actually feels that Drake is nice. But I know that he has little niches against J. Cole and like Kendrick because he doesn't feel like they're that nice. And for how Wale raps of being a lyrically driven guy, see, it starts to get messy, but I don't think it takes away from his music to answer your question. But there are some guys who get this love, like they're lyrical, and they're really not that lyrical. Yeah. It's just like J. Cole is more of a tone lyrical driven rapper. Like J. Cole will tell you a great story, great song structure, great direction, but like verse for verse, he's not gonna be able to stand next to Jadakiss verse for verse. I don't think it's even in his direction, which is why I don't hurt him for it. Because again, I judge you by what you're trying to do. You get what I'm saying? I think that he goes for great song structure, message, and tone. Like, I want to be heard like this.
Yeah.
And versus a Wale even a Meek Mill. Meek Mill wants to get heard for bars.
With that loud ass voice, yes, the hell he does want to get heard.
He goes with bars mixed in with turn up. Everybody goes with their own approach. Wale is going to show you I rap my ass off. If you listen to his most radio records, there's tons of metaphors that are going over people's heads,
way over,
moment to moment.
It takes me sometimes like about good 5 listens before I'm like, oh, I get what he.
I mean, Wale is probably one of the most complexly driven writers in music today, and that's just being honest. Where in contrast to a Drake who's extremely nice, but he's not complex. That doesn't mean anything. Not one is better than the other, but he's not complex. He's extremely nice.
But I mean,
and clever.
From us being even able to have this conversation, it does show that. Would you say that hip hop is in a transition for the better?
No, it's hip hop is. People always say that, but hip hop has many different layers. The difference between like that class of Cole, Drake, Wale, Meek, Kendrick, that class is just the last class to have mainstream and a cult following. That's just it. Everybody else after them is now all cult following or successful singles.
So now
that's just the difference. You know what I mean?
I think rap's headed in a good direction. No,
I don't think it's bad.
I think
as long as the youth is still driving what's going on, they're still expressing themselves, and nobody's censoring it. I mean, I feel like we're headed in a good direction.
And I think we have a good balance.
I agree.
Between.
I think she said better.
Yeah, better.
Is it
because remember they were saying not said hip hop is dead. People, even when Jay-Z was coming out, this was all the time deaf to auto-tune. They were saying, and now a few years later, guys are really using auto-tune. Now we got Future. That's just what he does. And it's still that sound that someone from a Nas era would say hip hop is dead. But would you say that?
Yeah, I never thought it was dead, and I wouldn't say that it's getting better.
Never agree with it
but
being dead.
rap survives on many different levels. Because while Kendrick is making How to Pimp a Butterfly, Problem is still making trap music for the West Coast. I mean, not trap, but he's still making music that represents where he's from, while people are in the Bay, and Texas is still making records with Cheddar. So rap's culture is just, it's multifaceted. It doesn't change.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. Because we didn't mention Wiz Khalifa's name, but you actually have close ties to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
From the early days, before
the world knew Wiz Khalifa, I knew Wiz Khalifa.
When the picture I saw in my flash, I was messed up. The picture I saw of you two, Wiz Khalifa was very young. He didn't have any hair, like all the hair that he has now. Yeah. He didn't have a lot of the tattoos that he has.
We were probably like the same age.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was when you were in college, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like? Because you guys actually got signed.
Well, this is what basically happened. When I just got out of college, I just got kicked out. I just got kicked out of school. And
you didn't like school.
I mean, I love school. School's fantastic. I just think school's a joke. School is great, but we went and Warner Brothers had a situation. It didn't close the deal. I didn't get signed at that point. But what happened was Warner Brothers had me on as a creative support for artists.
Is that was called a ghostwriter?
At times it can be.
Street terms?
It can be. It's a creative support.
So creative support, does that include, also helping, assisting them or writing, giving them opinions?
100%.
Okay.
Very opinionated job. But, I was involved with it. It was a fantastic experience. And then comes this new artist, Wiz Khalifa. And then at that point, the label had a lot of momentum, and the label was like, yo, we really want to pull you in. And then I had an offer to take a deal with Warner Brothers, right when Wiz had the offer to solidify it. And Wiz took it because from Wiz's market, Wiz was a kid from Pittsburgh who was signed to a bigger label called Rostrum, who later signed Mac Miller and now Juicy J, a bunch of other people. But back then it was just like, yo, a label that had a kid from Pittsburgh, they needed it. In my brain, I'm getting mix show spins, which are just basically live DJ spins in the middle of the day, peak hours from Hot 97 of all my mixtape records. So I didn't need the deal for what they offered. I was letting it sit for a moment because I felt like I was going to get a bigger offer, which I soon Interscope threw something out there that was a much better peak. And then I went through a life-changing experience, and that kind of shook everything up.
And that shook everything up. And
drastically.
However, now then you made this transition to DJing, which usually you don't really see that a lot from.
That's very true.
Like rappers, like if a rapper doesn't rap, I don't really know what they end up doing.
They usually suffer. It's not to joke. It's really honest.
No, it's
if you see a lot of the older rappers, they usually do that
guy in
bad.
that video, the homeless guy who could spit crazy bars.
Crackhead?
Yeah. Yeah,
I seen him out there getting
full seats from Beyonce.
Yeah,
front row with the Barclays. I'm like, damn, like he was nice.
He was definitely getting it in the car in traffic. I've noticed a little trend though. Like some rappers are starting to DJ now. Like Wayne has a DJ alias apparently.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, Snoop has a DJ alias.
Snoop Dogg do every damn thing.
Well, what happens is basically like this.
Crazy.
The culture is opened up to allow DJs to get more money. And other genres as top 40 open format house and pop, their DJs, I don't know if anybody has any scale, but like the #1 DJ in the world is Calvin Harris. Calvin. Right? Rita Ora's ex-guy, you know, the guy from Europe. Calvin Harris gets paid anywhere from about $100,000 to $150,000.
Just for one show?
Yes.
That's dope.
You know,
does it.
I just need, sometimes you just got to let certain things breathe.
Yes.
So when he's making that type of max money to DJ without having to even speak, it started opening up. And then comes then there's guys in that bubble, like right under him, not far off, but the Skrillex, the Diplo,
Little John.
Little John gets a lot of money because what happens is Little John is accepted in that culture.
Yeah. Even Paris Hilton is a DJ.
Well,
she got signed to
Paris Hilton. Yes, she is a DJ, but her video just came out exposing her, and a lot of people aren't happy with it. There's a video of a camera above her.
She's not really DJing,
and she's just floating her hands over the turntables.
Oh, for that check, I'll do it too.
You don't want to understand what Paris Hilton is.
Okay, wait, but
Paris Hilton.
Wait, let's talk about that because a lot of DJs, older DJs are saying that even like the newer DJs aren't really DJing. You're not really.
Well, that's a big difference between not really DJing and not DJing.
Well, some people they use the program and they're just
that's okay.
It's like playing songs off of their iPod.
Cool. At least you're doing something.
There's like a difference though. Like there was like a whole Serato phase where people wanted to stay with the vinyl.
Yeah.
As a former DJ, like people wanted there was vinyl people, and then when Serato came, they were a little hesitant about Serato, but obviously it was you don't have to carry crates anymore.
Yeah.
And then after now you got people who just press buttons.
Exactly.
Now.
There are button DJs, but to just give she wasn't doing anything.
She wasn't even doing that.
So she was doing if this is the turntables. She's like up here, like,
oh crap,
and like this. She's reading the screen so she can see when the song.
So much money. Paris Hilton.
The reason why is because I'm not mad at how much she makes, because people come there not to see her DJ but to see her.
Yes.
So that's the bigger thing, and then they're amazed that she can do something, and then when the video came out,
they're amazed that she can do anything.
And then they're like, oh shit, she's not really doing it, and then she probably didn't even make the mix.
Dang.
So I mean, it's crazy, but
she comes from that culture of celebrities for no reason.
Yeah, just celebrity. She was the first. She begot.
She was the OG.
Kim K became Kim K because of Paris. Let's
Paris
not forget.
Was the first. I don't
she
do
was
shit.
Paris.
I just count
she was Paris's personal stylist and would just be around the scene.
Yeah, I didn't even know
and
that.
that's how people started being like, "Who's Kim K?" Then she came out with a sex tape, and then it was like, "Bye Paris, Kim K." Yeah. And they even had their little falling out.
Well,
Paris, like, you're a bigger slut than me.
Yeah, Paris's sex tape leaked.
Yeah. Paris's sex tape actually leaked. We already know the deal with Kim and Ray J. And then remember, like Kim's, I mean, if you would compare the two, I don't really know. Paris's sex tape was in the early millennial.
Paris's sex tape was dry.
Yes, but dry. Even though people say Kim's sex tape isn't even that great, but it was better than Paris's.
Way better than Paris.
And then she got the body, so she totally passed Paris vibes.
I mean, no one is actually, to be really honest, no one's actually giving props to anyone's sex tape. So it's like
Mimi,
that's just what it is.
Mimi.
I think the OG sex tape that kickstarted the movement was #1. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
Yeah, I get it.
That sex tape was real.
That was some real shit.
That was it. You know what it is? And this is it. People really, they don't give a lot. POV is a difficult position to hold a camera. That's really what it is. The reason why Mimi's tape went viral is because they had a stable camera filming them. So it looks like porn.
That's right.
All other sex tapes are
studio
camera
quality porn.
And you know, they be talking about that all on this season too, because it obviously wasn't leaked. But we're gonna get into some music. We're gonna get into an entertaining rapper. This one, he's an entertainer. This is Young Thug. This one, Young Thug, since we were talking about Young Thug. All right.
he doesn't have as much of a.
Well, nobody does since them. That's. But
I feel like with Fetty Wap, he's one of the. I mean, I hate to say it, but you know the summertime rappers. You know, they always come out every year.
Summer?
Cash Out had that one summer with the I'm cashing out.
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Then
Gotcha.
OJ the Juice Man. He had that one. It's just that one song during the summer.
You're right.
Trinidad
James. So I feel like Fetty Wap, this is his summer. He's a summer rapper. He's the 2015 summer rapper.
You're short sticking him a lot. Every other artist that you said had one big record. Fetty Wap is already on to 2.
Okay. That's true.
He's already on to 2, and he's about to get 3. And he had a #1 song in the country. None of those artists have ever had a #1 song in the country.
All right. So now you're okay. So we talked about your history, like how long you've been rapping, your transition, and then with the DJ. So now talk to us about being a rapper, being an actual artist versus being a DJ. And what's that like for you? What do you prefer?
At this exact moment, I'm just getting back into rap. DJing has taken me over for the last 2 years, and it got me out of a financial hole. It got me out of debt. It got me out of an unhappy place. And I just garnered as much of my talents as I can to get it together. Rap, on the other hand, costs money. Yes. People neglect that rap costs money to pursue the hustle. So when people be like, yo, you're not on your grind, you could just be poor. Like I would be in the studio every day if I could 5 years ago. I couldn't afford it. DJing, once I buy a laptop, I pay for nothing else. Every time I showcase that talent, they pay me. So it became simple math to me. You get what I'm saying? So when DJing started to become really big and I started to become really the shit out there, and I was able to skip the local levels, like I've never played in Queens, I mean, I've played in them, but I've never had to chase those markets. You've never even. I've skipped directly into the city.
If you played in them, it's because you're doing a favor for somebody.
It was really random. I've probably played in Queens and Brooklyn, Bronx, everything combined, less than 5. And not in each borough, like all of them combined, less than 5 times. I've played in the city since I've started playing. I've played every single weekend since I've started DJing. Every single weekend I've been booked. Now I'm getting.
I know that's a goal for DJs. Like DJs want to be able to make it to the city to get gigs at these clubs in the city.
That's
and
looked
you're
at as like the
saying
NBA.
that's all you get.
Yeah, that's looked at as like the NBA. My friend jokes with me and said I went from the high school to the league. You know, just like, you know, and that's really what it is, because the money's different, your branding is different, the impact is different, the quality of your crowd is different, everything is better. The quality of women, the quality of guys, you're not going to really have hood niggas in there, you're not going to really have like ugly girls. The city will jam an ugly girl at the door really quick. And I'm not trying to be fickle, I'm just being honest. Like if you're not put together well, you'll get jammed at the door.
Yeah.
And they'll be out there for a blistering night. Don't let it be a rainy day. They laugh as well. The security gets paid from that 10 o'clock to 4 a.m. no matter what. They will leave you outside. So the quality of everything became better. So I chased everything I can with my brand to elevate it to where I didn't have to worry about what I needed to.
Yeah. So now how do you feel the DJing affects your music?
DJing affected my music like vastly, because what happened is I just understand, I understand what type of records to really push to where. Like when I used to make club records in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make it like this. But as a DJ, I really understand breaks, timing, sound, down to BPM, which is beats per minute, which is really what DJs live off of, which is basically tempo. That's basically every song has a numeric value for their tempo.
Yeah.
So now that I understand and I can hear it, I can communicate with my producer much better as well.
Yeah.
Because producers create on BPM.
Yeah.
So if I go, I need something at this number because this is this feel, it's easy. Like Mustard. People say that he makes the same beat over and over. No shots, but every single one of his beats is between like 95 and 105 BPM, every single one. That's why you think that you hear the same beat, is because every time it comes on, it's the same exact bounce over and over and over. So now if I want a record that feels like that, I can now identify from a DJ and go, I need something that's like 100 BPM. You get what I'm saying? So now it makes me creating the music, gives me a lot more control.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I make better records. I can design better shit.
That sounds like a game plan, though. Yeah. He might be able to cut, you know, because if you got 10 Mustard records, you could throw them back to back and they'll all blend.
That's what majority of DJs are doing now. Once you get in that Mustard, it's like a genre of music.
Yeah.
Because realistically, Mustard is the first producer to make people dance to rap in years.
First producer
to make people dance to rap. Every single one of his records.
Okay.
That's true.
Rack City. It goes from the Rack City all the way down to the YGs. Yeah. Who Do You Love makes people dance. That's a street record. My nigga, everyone's dancing.
Yeah, these are So
trap records, you do the hey, anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But every single record that he produces, they dance.
Yeah.
That's why he became so successful.
So now, with with all the success that you had with the record labels and then just doing your own thing,
I didn't have much success with them, but I'm hearing you.
Well, I'm saying like, and even now, a lot of people, we were even just talking about Tyga. Tyga did his own thing. He left the label.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's worth it to be signed these days?
Yes, 100%.
Or be independent?
Some people feel like independent is cool. It depends on the artist that you are. You got to know who you are. You got to know who you are as a brand. In my little brain, I believe that I can be a superstar. Now, not every rapper feels they can be a superstar. Nowadays in 2015, it's cool for a rapper to be like, I'm normal. I'm not normal. I've never been like the basic kid. I've never been the kid that don't get girls. I've never been the kid that don't get respect. I've never been that kid. I have capabilities to be a superstar. And I don't mean it in a gaudy way. It's just to be real. A lot of artists be like, yo, I'm normal, bro. Like, I'm just happy to rap. They get shy, they get nervous. I don't even understand what shy means. So I don't get it. And so I feel I can be a superstar. And the only place that can make you a superstar is a label. You can make yourself poppin', popular. You can be hot. You can become a star with star tendencies, but you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to get you to that level so you can be a superstar. There's no superstar in music that didn't have that. Bobby Shmurda had a record with star potential, and then it became a superstar hit record when Epic signed him and put real money behind it. It's just a fact.
No, you spitting jewels right now. I hope people are picking them up.
That's why I'm chasing it. I want a major deal. I don't want.
Now I see what you're doing, and you have something that's called breakfast bars. You literally do it every morning. It's super dope. In case if you ever want a recap of what's going on in the news, just watch his morning Instagram video.
# breakfast bars. Yes. Simple stuff. Very simple.
# breakfast bars. He's in his robe, his signature robe.
I'm in a robe.
Is there ever anything really in that cup, or is it just
every single day? I stopped putting.
Do you drink coffee?
No, I drink. That's tea every morning.
Oh.
And I started drinking tea for the thing that made me everything connects, everything coincides. Okay. When the deal was offered years ago, I had ripped my vocal cords right after it, which to y'all and to people, it sounds crazy. I had ripped my vocal cords. I could not speak a word for almost 3 months at all, like not a peep. When I finally started gaining back my vocal strength, I was told that I shouldn't yell and I shouldn't do a lot of things. I shouldn't drink liquor and then yell loud, do a lot of things. So I started getting in the habit of drinking tea to soothe my voice and my throat. Pause.
Yeah.
So when breakfast bars comes about, and I told my man, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna rap tomorrow. I'm gonna rap something in the morning, call it breakfast bars. And then the day when I was gonna do it, I said, you know what? I'm gonna elevate this shit. And I put on a robe and I said, you know what? Yo, let's make tea. And then it literally designed. And if you've watched the growth from breakfast bars, which you could just see by hitting the #, you'll see from the first episode to now I'm up to 61. I've done 61 days. I've not missed a day whatsoever.
Is anyone trying to steal that from you?
No, but there's been a brand that's reached out to me. Okay. Spotify is
because if I go to # breakfast bars and see somebody else with their own breakfast bars, I think you should. Is that something you should probably copyright?
My pound sign is # B Fast Bars, but every time where it's isolated just to me is B Fast Bars for the shortness of breakfast bars.
Yes.
But if you hit breakfast bars, I tag it as that as well because people put up like granola and it'll be breakfast bars. But if you # B Fast Bars, that's isolated just me.
Yeah,
I'm very keen on branding, which is why I respelled my name to Pvnch.
Yes.
There's a reason. So to connect all of the dots with all that shit, so it all makes sense. When I ripped my vocal cords and I had all the momentum I had to reconstruct my path. So when I came back and I was about to rebrand and I wanted to start rapping again, I didn't have the momentum that I had. And I felt like the last time that punch was at a level of respect and power and momentum was 5 years prior to that point. So I changed my name from Pvnch to Pvnch to show 5 years of growth. The V meaning 5 in Roman numerals.
That's Illuminati-ish to me.
It is. I got down with the gang.
Cords, was that around the time you started DJing?
No, I taught myself how to DJ when I couldn't speak. And I hate to be generic, but I just really wanted something to speak for me. Yeah. And music was the avenue.
What was that like? Like you deadass could not talk for 3 months?
I could not say a single word for 3 months.
Like, that's crazy.
No, it's depressing. There were points where
you doing, like writing notes.
I would have to write
communicate with people.
I don't think that people even understand my fault. I don't think people even understand how difficult it really is. Like if you were walking and you dropped your keys, I couldn't get your attention to say you dropped your keys. If I needed to pass, I'd have to tap people. Like I just basically came into my shell. Now I'm the most loudest, in your face kind of person ever, and then they took my voice away, which is everything that I used to generate money. I was a party promoter. I was in the mix. I was a battle rapper. I rapped, a songwriter. I rapped. I did everything possible. I hosted. Was my voice. My voice was everything I had, and it got taken away. So I reassessed my whole life, and it just altered how I am.
Do you feel that's why it happened?
At times, you know, on the mixtape that I'm dropping on the 29th, I say a line on one of the records on there. My mixtape is called 1080p. And one of the records on there, I actually said, God saw me and my dude stunting and reminded me his power by hitting my mute button. And
bars.
And I just feel like I was really ignorant and arrogant. And I took a lot of things for, you know, just happy. I would be in college on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then fly to LA on Thursday. And then like would chill with like rappers, everybody. Like I'd be in the studio with everybody. I'd just go out there and just chill at Interscope, and then I'd fly back to be back in school, and then go back to campus and be like this huge fish in a small pond.
When I'm, you know, I'm thinking of me in college. If that was my life, and at that age, I just don't think I could have handled it. You know, because you're still young, you're still growing and maturing. Were you ready for all of that, you know, success at such a young age?
What it taught me was why, as soon as they do certain things, why they pull people out.
Yeah.
Why, if you start becoming really good at basketball, they pull you out the hood. If you get your deal, you have to move. It taught me. I was too big to be in that little water, and it fucks with you. You got to understand, I'd be in my school cafeteria, and they'd play the radio, and then they'd shout me out. And then everyone's like, hey, it's weird. It's cool. Like, but a nigga like me just absorbs it. You see all the girls, you see all the guys, all the niggas on your dick, all the girls is like, yo, I gotta fuck with this nigga getting it. And then what happens is that you stay in these small areas and it fucks with you. Because it's like, I don't even need to be here. I'm too big. And then you don't take what, I needed to get pulled out. So I should have became the small fish around the big dogs. Then I would have grown at the pace I needed to. But because we kept, see what happened is this, I knew that I was gonna get a big deal. But the vocal cord happened randomly and pulled it out from under me. So when we were holding off for this big look, like it's coming, and then the vocal cords come, it never came. And then people look at me like, Punch fell off, Punch a failure. Hell no, I'm a monster at this. Like I do this for real, which is why, you know, and I try to always segue to hold your interview on pace, which is why when I come back and I do breakfast bars, because I DJ so much, and I started seeing,
always goes back to the action.
This is perfect for Eddie, you know, like, you know what I mean? So, but when it comes down to it, when I started doing breakfast bars and I designed it, I did breakfast bars for a reason and a purpose, because my brand as a DJ started to get so big that people that knew me for rap would not fuck with it. They'd be like, Punch, you rap. They could not believe that it was happening. And it's very short stick and it's really closed-minded, but it is what it is. So what I did was, in the morning, I'm gonna remind y'all every single morning that I rap my ass off. And then to get the attention of women and to get the attention of people that don't want to hear bars, I rap about pop culture.
Yes. Because we don't
so it stays relevant every single day. Every single day it stays relevant, and it allows it to become, it's a conversation piece every day.
It's always a conversation
I get a very minimal amount of likes. I get between 80 and 100 likes. I know for a fact, I'd bet my life if Instagram put views, I'm probably getting, I'm probably getting 1,000 views a day. And I know that because I get reposted every day.
Just watching.
And people
That's
see
what
it,
a lot of people
but it's repetitive. But it's cool, but I have it designed. I'm doing 100 episodes, and on the 100th episode, I'm doing a show. And that's gonna be my first show back and over in a couple of years. And then I'm gonna call out all my cheat codes. I got relationships out my fucking ass in the game. Like super relationships.
Well, okay, so you mentioned the mixtape, 1080p.
Yes.
It's coming out the 29th.
Yes.
What's the meaning behind the name? Why'd you name it
1080p? It's like everybody knows me from social network and everybody knows me from YouTube and shit like that. So it's like, yo, we know Punch, and every resolution on our TV, on our phones, the highest resolution is 1080p. But in our eyes, we see 1,000,000p. We see infinite. P being pixels and the colors that we can see on these phones, our eyes see infinite. With this being, it's like, it's such a dichotomy to call the mixtape 1080p, which is the fullest that y'all will ever get to see me on these phones, but then the music gets to connect the dots to who I truly am. The crazy part about 1080p is that none of it is new music. It's all the music that I recorded like last year, and I started focusing more on my DJing, and then my team and my friends was like, I just want you to put this project out. It has a lot of jewels in there, and it's still a part of your life that showcases the story that needs to connect the dots to where you're moving to. So instead of just trashing it, I'm just putting it out. 1080p has no new music. Everything is from 2 years ago to last year, but it tells a piece of the story so that they understand what's going on.
So let's listen to a song off the mixtape, 1080p. We got Punch, We Home. We got it. Go.
No, these guys are different.
Nah, so you're saying so much more shit when we not on the air. But like you were saying, you are the only rapper coming in that is a club DJ.
Yes, I'm a club DJ and I'm a rapper at the same exact time.
Exactly.
Not a rapper who can DJ from time to time, or a rapper who formerly rapped who now DJs. I do it every single day. I fuck the club up. I go, your girlfriend stares at me, and then I wake up, and then I impress her in the morning with my rap.
What your rappers bars in a row, and he's like, damn, I can't stand this nigga. Fuck this nigga Punch.
I don't like it. He's in the club. That's it. I'm in the club tonight. I'm in the club tomorrow.
We got a lot from this interview. The whole time he was talking, I was just like, you smart. You smart. I like you. You smart.
You
So
loyal.
you keep your ear to the streets. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
I want to, because we've been getting to know you and we got a lot. And you can follow Punch on Instagram. I am Punch. Like he said, the know you, it's a V.
It's a V.
For number 5.
Please.
For the 5 years, you know the story. Get the mixtape.
Please.
So now let's talk about this really fast because we got a few minutes left. Rachel Dolezal is, and we all gonna talk about it. Alex, I know you know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
All right, this lady was pretending. Well, she believes she's black. She identifies as African American, as a black woman. A lot of people have issues with this. It's caused a debate. I want to ask both of you. Do you see this as an issue?
No. Flat out.
Why?
Let that woman do what she want to do. Because at the end of the day, we can't last week let Bruce turn to Caitlyn and then not let her be black. If Bruce, hey, man, the woman race the race. If that's what's going on, you can't have no blanket rule like, well, you can do this, but you can't do that.
All right,
like,
someone made the point. She's not owning that she has the choice to use her white privilege whenever she wants, such as when she sued Howard University, whereas someone born African American does not. So the same way she can choose, like, yo, I want to be black, and I end up being the president of the NAACP. Can I go get a job at Google tomorrow? Can I go down to Wall Street and fit into their crowds? Because I'm white. That's it. I'm white now.
I just feel like based off the precedents we've been setting with people being allowed to, oh, I'm a man, but identify as a woman, or I'm a man, but I dress as a female. Like in this day and age of us accepting what people choose to do or project, you got to let her rock. You got to let her have that pass. If she feels like she wants to, I mean, because she can say it all she wants. Her bloodline is her bloodline. What she identifies with is what she identifies with.
You got a little bar for Rachel Dolezal?
I did, and then I pulled it back. I was very happy I did. I was going to say something very ignorant about it. No, honestly, because
you don't want to share it with us now?
I wouldn't say the ignorance because it was something. It's something that I was actually happy I didn't, because I didn't really have all the information about it.
Yes.
You know, I was going to say something very clever about it.
Okay, but once you got the information,
I was bothered by it.
How do you feel though? Once you got more information, do you feel this is something that should be an issue, or it's just like that bitch crazy?
No, I was the most angry that more intelligent black people didn't just speak up and say, let's just understand that she's helped us for so many years. Whether she was purple, she's helped us. If the scandal came out that she's been stealing, or she's been fucking over people on the back end, or she's been taking advantage, but at the end of the day, she's only helped the community and the race to go to higher levels than we were on pace to.
How many black people are in Spokane, Washington? Can you tell me that? Because what's the race of black people in Spokane, Washington? I'm sorry, because if there's any market where somebody could get away with being the president of the NAACP because people think they're black, but she's really white with some orange ass skin, okay, Jersey Shore, it would be Spokane, Washington. I think there's about 4 to 7 black people in Spokane, Washington.
There's some older white dudes that probably dropped dead when they heard the news.
Yeah, what the hell?
I never thought I'd see the day where a white woman would pretend to be black.
Why is she gonna do that?
She was blessed.
I'm literally, I'm curious. Is it illegal?
Forsaking her birthright.
Okay.
Is it illegal though?
Is it illegal to lie? No.
No. Is it illegal for her to be black and then like
it's
to be white
illegal.
and not?
What it is, it's just like, yo, come on, and you black too. How much more shit do we have to get stolen from us? And then what pisses me off for even the black people that want to be so passive about it, it's not the issue that she wants to be black. We know a lot of white people that want to be black. Chet Hayes, okay,
it's but the issue that she
lied, and then she was able to rise up to such high ranks within the NAACP while there's people under her, and everybody thought her ass was fucking black, and she was lying the whole damn time. And even when you would ask her, she's sitting there saying to you, yes, I'm black. Like, nah, that shit is fucking crazy to me. And I don't think we should just be so like, oh, it's all good. She was doing stuff for the black community. Bitch, bye. There's people that are actually really black that are doing stuff for the black community that get looked past because the bitches like her that can use
both though to be black.
It's not about a requirement.
I'm asking. I don't know.
The NAACP is for all civil rights. She could have been a white woman that became the president of the Spokane chapter of Washington. Why did she lie and say that she was black? That is the issue. And then, no, she could have gone on and nobody would have known about it if her parents didn't out her ass. But then when somebody does out her, it's like, wait, like, you're delusional. So now we can, and that is a sign of some mental health issues. The fact that this bitch really was like the same way people were even saying mental health issues for transgenders. If you grew up as a man and you look in the mirror and you say, I am a woman, there's something going on. It's not normal because you don't look in the mirror and say that you're a woman. So now, if it shows that this woman got some little cuckoo, why the fuck is she the head of the NAACP? And no wonder why the real issues that within the Black community are going on. Because personally, I just feel like when's the last time the NAACP really did anything, like really did something? Even now with all this shit going on, they're like, we're going to do a march for justice. Get the fuck out of here with these fucking marches. There's more Black men in prison. There are more Black men in prison today than there were slaves in 1840. That's a real fucking issue. What the hell are you doing about it? But maybe the reason we're not paying attention to it is because you got this orange ass bitch over here in Spokane, Washington, talking about she Black with dreads and teaching little Black girls how to get their hair kinky when your ass just use a texturizer perm. Don't get me started. All I'm saying is that Black people, you need to really stop being so freaking ignorant. Stop being so damn ignorant and just letting the media tell you. Let's just move on. We're going to talk about Dominican Republic because the media is not talking about Dominican Republic. And I want to talk about, I'm going to get up in Dominican Republic's ass too. And you were just recently in Dominican Republic.
I was recently.
And they were very nice to you.
They were great. It was fantastic. I went to go play.
You went to do a show?
Yes. And it was fantastic. It was great.
But now let's talk about it. So Dominican Republic is doing a social cleaning of all Haitian citizens born after 1929 in their country. The oxymoron is that Dominicans are some of the darkest Spanish people in the Southern Hemisphere. The fuck? Like, have you looked in the mirror? They totally disassociated themselves. Someone even said today, I was reading different comments on social media, and someone said that even on, when you have to fill out your race in Dominican Republic on the forms, they do not want to say that they're Black. So they'll say like light Black, dark brown, they different terms. They do not want to say Black at all. And they have different reasons within their country. They've pretty much hated Haitians since the Haitians went into their country and invaded their country so they could free their slaves, because that's what Haiti was doing back in the 1800s, was freeing slaves. And it's gone now into the new millennium, where they're deporting all the Haitian citizens.
I always wondered. I didn't know it was beef like that. You think about it. You've never met a half Haitian, half Dominican girl.
I mean, yes, you have. I know.
I've never met a half Haitian.
Stephanie from Old West. She pretty girl. She was Dominican and Haitian. Very pretty.
Stephanie who?
Stephanie, and she had the baby. The one
Stephanie
that used to hang out with Christina.
I don't see.
We going in right now. She's Dominican and Haitian. And yeah, there's Dominican and Haitians. Come on,
I haven't met personally any.
I hate when people act like, at the end of the day, if a man sees an attractive woman, like, it don't matter what she is, like, he will react the same way Italian men love Black women on the low, even though they hate Black people.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, we all fucking African. And Dominican, like the Dominicans, all the slaves were brought over to America, to the Caribbean islands. Everybody is Black. You can't sit here and pinpoint certain people and then have stupid reasons as to why you're ostracizing them. If you ask a Dominican person, they say, Haitians rob, they steal, they loiter around. Some people can say the same thing about you here in America, which is why you shouldn't discriminate on nobody. We all get discriminated against. However, what I do just wish is that we would take more of a stance on this, because they do need our voice right now in America. Our American media is not really covering this story, and it's crazy. Like, this shit is about to happen like tomorrow. They said Thursday.
I mean, America got to be the last one to throw a stone at that whole situation.
Yeah, we
just got rights.
Okay.
Like, not even that long ago. So, I mean, other countries are going through it,
Felicia is in the house. I just wanted to ask you real quick, how did you feel last night when LeBron lost?
I actually wasn't feeling this. I fell asleep, but I'm not upset because I love Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, yeah. At least they lost to the Warriors.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful thing because, his father.
Yeah. His father was Klay Thompson's father.
It was a beautiful thing for them to see their sons get a ring.
And they didn't win in 40 years, so it's not so bad.
I was mad.
I hope so.
I was mad. I wanted J.R. Smith to get a ring and bring it to
the J.R. Smith is trash.
Man. He didn't have the ring in the hood.
You saw that Instagram post?
Nobody else would have done it.
That Instagram post said the one man's trash is the next man's trash, and it was a picture of J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert.
Oh. Can I just say one thing? Do y'all think they would have won if Kyrie and Kevin Love was
Yes,
healthy?
I think the Cavaliers would have had a better chance of
If
winning. I
Uncle
think it would have
Drew
won.
was out there at full strength, all
Yeah,
his superpowers together,
Yeah.
it'd have been so quiet.
But to
because
me, what
nobody
it
could guard him
showed
on
that
that team.
I don't know. I just don't think LeBron could win by himself.
He can't, and he tries to let people know, like, no, I don't try to win by myself. That's why I build my team. Everybody's like, well, how can you be the greatest if you can't win by yourself? It's like, I'm a great team player, not a great
Exactly.
one player.
And let's not disrespect the man as if he didn't damn near average 40.
Exactly. And Punch, real
40.
quick, tell me, did you get to see Little B on ESPN dressed like somebody's grandma?
I see everything.
What did you think about that? Is that hip hop?
I let me tell you what it is. I love when that happens because it reminds people of the foolery that they're allowing.
Yes.
This is the problem with today is that ratings don't really ever say if it's good or bad. It just shows views.
Yes.
So he'll show up on every YouTube and every World Star and every Instagram, and we'll keep posting it and keep speaking.
And that's why they
keep
doing
going.
that dumb shit.
And
That's
it's
why
just
the guys
there.
is dressing like females
And
now.
that's why they do it because at the end of the day, it likes and dislikes don't show on World Star or on. It just shows that I seen it, and views matter. So.
Well, this was a very, very informative interview. Thank you so much for stopping by, Punch.
Yes.
Like I said, follow him on Instagram at I am Punch with a V.
I am Pvnch.
All right.
Yes.
Everything we discussed today, including about Punch, well, you can find that all on MaceTV.com. Be sure to visit MaceTV.com for the latest and greatest in urban pop culture.
Newly revamped
MaceTV.com. We have our event coming up, the Who's Next Part 2 Music and Fashion Showcase on July 19th. Get your early bird tickets now because they are going fast. They're $5. Okay. Get them on Eventbrite now. The link is on Mace TV on our slider, the head slider. You'll see the image there. Follow me at Jerusalem Diva.
Alex T.212. Harlem, holla at me.
And stay in touch. Support Black businesses that support you. We out.
I like